say, the crows of Valharo don't just circle the sky to remember every lie, every betrayal, every crown stolen by blood. In this cursed kingdom, the sun never rises, and a throne sits empty, yet it's a throne no one dares touch, because its ruler, Queen Aestra, still lives. Or something like her does. Imagine a kingdom shrouded in perpetual twilight, where a queen ascended to power on a night of fire and silence. Aestra, the last daughter of a noble house, claimed her crown after her entire family was lost in a mysterious massacre. No blade was ever found, no culprit identified. She rose alone, and since that day, sunlight has been a forgotten memory enveloped. The palace itself seems to breathe, its halls groaning with whispers at dusk. The queen's court is a masquerade of shadows, its members wearing masks to hide how their eyes flicker unnaturally in the dark. Aestra, the silent queen, was seen as a tyrant, a monster born from tragedy. But everything changed the day Prince Silas was brought to her in chains. Silas was a prince from a rival land, captured on the battlefield, wounded defiant, and thrown into the dungeons beneath the dreaded Tower of Whispers. Everyone expected his execution. It was the way of Valhalla, but Aestra didn't destroy him. Instead, she visited him. Night after night, she would descend into the cold darkness of his cell. She asked nothing of him, sighed even less. She would simply stand there, a silhouette of sorrow, while the wind outside clawed at the stone walls like a restless beast. Her presence was unnerving, a silent vigil that made no sense. Slowly, through these strange, silent encounters, Prince Silas began to see past the rumors of the blood-soaked queen. He started to notice things others ignored. The castle wasn't just old stone and mortar. It was alive. Its grand halls shifted when no one was looking. Its walls seemed to pulse with a faint, rhythmic beat like a monstrous heart. And Aestra, the woman they all feared as a tyrant, was not in control. She was becoming something stranger, something haunted. She was bound to the throne by a power that was no longer her own, a gilded prisoner in her own kingdom. The crows, once considered her loyal spies, began to act strangely. They no longer carried messages but spoke in riddles, their cause echoing with fragmented prophecies. Shadows in the palace stretched and writhed where they shouldn't, clinging to corners long after the candles were lit. Silas found himself caught in a web of conflicting emotions. Was this woman a monster, or was she a victim? Pity warred with a growing, dangerous obsession. He couldn't tell if she was the source of the curse, or just its most prominent prisoner. One night, as she stood before his cell, their hands touched for the first time through the iron bars. The air in the dungeon instantly grew colder, so cold that the moisture on the walls froze and the glass of a nearby lantern cracked with a sharp ping. It was a touch that felt like frost and fire all at once. A surge of energy, dark and ancient, passed between them, but neither of them pulled away. In Valharo, you see, love is not a gentle thing. It isn't pure or kind. It is a tool for survival, twisted by power, grief, and the desperate need for an anchor in a world drowning in shadows. That very same night, something else happened in the palace above. The Queen's royal council, the masked figures who advised her, vanished. All of them. There was no sign of a struggle, no blood, no screams heard, just an empty council chamber, a silent throne, and a scattering of black feathers across the cold marble floor. The castle had claimed them, but with no other explanation. The remaining courtiers turned their suspicion on the one person who had captured the queen's attention. The foreign prince, he was accused of witchcraft, of orchestrating the council's disappearance. He was dragged from his cell and brought before the empty throne where Aestra was meant to preside. But before a judgment could be passed, Silas looked not at his accusers, but at the throne itself, and spoke the one truth no one had ever dared to say aloud. He looked into the heart of the palace's darkness and said, "You are not ruling Valhalla. It is ruling you." His words were meant for Aestra, a plea and an accusation, all in one. A profound silence fell over the court. The very stones of the castle seemed to hold their breath. And since that day, Queen Aestra has not been seen. Her fate became another one of Valharo's dark legends, Some say she finally broke free and fled into the eternally dark woods that surround the kingdom, choosing exile over imprisonment. Others whisper that the crown and the power bound to it finally consumed her entirely, absorbing her into the very fabric of the palace. No one knows for sure, but the throne still stands, empty, yet it feels like it's breathing, waiting. The crows still fly their endless circles over the towers, and they say that when the wind is just right, if you stand near the high tower window, you can still hear her voice. It's not a scream or a cry, but a soft, ancient humming, a lullaby for a kingdom that never sleeps. The legend warns that if you listen for too long, the castle will remember you, and you might just become another one of its whispers. In Velharo, some stories are never truly buried. They only wait for someone new to open the door and step into the shadows. Thank you for joining us for this tale. If you love stories where fear is a form of beauty and love walks hand in hand with darkness, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Bloody Chapter. We'll be waiting for you to return for more tales from the edge of the light.